in West Edmonton Mall. Lots to discuss on the show today. Of course, the Edmonton Oilers victorious last night down in Sin City, picking up 2 points. Wasn't overtime. So with that and Vegas getting the 1 point, the Oilers are now up in the Pacific Division on Vegas by 2 points. Bad news for both those teams is that Mikael Granlund was pretty good last night. Scored 3 goals for the Ducks, including the overtime winner with under 2 seconds left as the Ducks beat the Flames 3-2. Logan Cooley wasn't bad in that game, but Granlund was just slightly better. So we'll talk Oilers. Kings also won last night to keep their playoff hopes alive. Or we can talk about March Madness as that's rolling on. Blue Jays baseball today. Jays Athletics from the 6. We'll have that game for you here on Sports 1440. Radio feed only. If you are using iHeart or one of the other streaming platforms, you're going to get Fox Sports Radio. But if you listen on the AM radio feed, you'll have that nice hue for some Blue Jays baseball. Cannot wait to get it going. Duke, good morning. How you feeling?
Morning, Connor. I'm feeling well. I know today is supposed to be a little bit warmer. The snow remains. Some more expected perhaps next week. But I'm just trying to take it day by day here. If the sun's going to be out when I leave the studio, I'll take that as a victory. It's opening day for the Blue Jays. We had Andrew Walker on this morning, and I really could not have been more in lockstep with what he said about, like, I'm still not sure I'm emotionally ready to get back in. But there's no time left. You're out of racetrack to get over this mental hurdle of what happened last November in Toronto and Los Angeles. You just got to get back on the wagon. So I think this afternoon, as I'm enjoying my my lunch at home before I get ready to head to Delran for the weekend, I'm going to find myself a nice extensive compilation of the playoff run. Maybe just put on "I Want It All" by Queen in the background in my apartment and take it all in and get ready for this afternoon, because it's an exciting season. The Jays are primed to have another really strong campaign inside a very, very competitive American League East.
Emotionally, you said.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean? You haven't processed the loss yet?
Not really. I have not watched a single highlight of the playoff run, and we're 5 months later now.
Coming up on it, yeah.
I gotta get over it.
You do,
and I think there's no better way than just to have the next season get underway and see a largely returning Blue Jays team. It was tough seeing Bo Bichette in Mets colors yesterday, but you had to see Okamoto debut. Dylan Cease will be on the bump here tomorrow for the Jays. Of course, Gosman getting the opening day start. So there's lots of positives to be drawn on, no doubt about it.
Oh, absolutely. Hey, November 1st, it was Benny's first birthday. He went to bed. Everybody at his party stayed over to keep watching the Blue Jays game. And there was moments we thought we were going to celebrate. The party would have gone all night. Didn't go that way. And everybody just got up and left. Kind of a...
I'd be lying if I said it didn't put a damper on our time in Mexico.
I will say, though, at least, the drinks were flowing, I assume.
Oh, yeah.
You were there. You haven't seen Ted Lasso, but he had a point when they lose a game and they're sad, but they weren't alone. And you weren't alone either.
No, we didn't have to walk alone.
You had good friends there.
Even if my buddy Brant didn't up on the roof of the resort afterwards, we were worried.
You talk him off?
He just was like, "Hey, Brant, where'd you go?" "I'm on the roof." That was his response inside the group chat as a follow-up. "Dude, are you okay?" He was fine. He was just up there like a watchful protector, a la Batman-esque.
Yeah.
Keeping an eye on everybody else around the resort.
He was cool. Everybody else was in shambles.
Yeah.
Well, we can talk some Jays. Like you said, Gosman gets to start tonight. Severino for the Athletics. You also got the Giants and Yankees meeting in the afternoon, followed by a bunch of games. Dodgers Diamondbacks tonight. Dodgers favorites. What a shock. Padres Tigers, Mariners Guardians, Angels Astros, Braves Royals, Marlins Rockies as well. Let's talk about the Edmonton Oilers last night. And of course, join the conversation, 1-833-401-1440, or email us, Connor at sports1440.ca, Brandon at sports1440.ca. Duke, I got a few things on my mind about this game last night. It took to overtime, things happened, blah, 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 blah. But Jason Dickinson, to me, we heard his comments pregame yesterday talking about, obviously his role with this team and what he has to do. The question was asked, a game like Salt Lake, does it click in? And for him, it was like, no, that's how I have to play. That's what I do. I'm always going to be playing that style of hockey. But if that's what it takes for the rest of the team, then good. Like, this is the time for it to set in. And we know what he can do defensively in the faceoff circle yesterday. It's 63%. But at the end of the first period, I absolutely loved what he did. He took a high hit and he got his revenge. Even if it was after the buzzer, he finished a hit. It was 1-0 Edmonton at that time, but we've talked about it. Like, without Evander Kane and Corey Perry, who does those sorts of things? It hasn't happened very often. Like, Darnell Nurse has it in his game, but it's been a decline. For Jason Dickinson, a guy who, is obviously thrilled to be in Edmonton, coming from where he came from with Chicago. He didn't get to play in these meaningful games. To do something like that, maybe get out of his comfort zone. I was unfamiliar with his game when the team brought him in here, but I absolutely love what he's brought. And the Oilers need that. They need a little bit of a jerk in them. And make no mistake, like Dickinson, it was reactionary, but it was kind of a jerk move after the buzzer goes to finish a check like that. Like it was clearly past the buzzer, but I absolutely loved it and thought that was great to see. Connor McDavid on a 3-on-1, not passing the puck. Like, wow, what a revelation. That should continue every time he's in. No, I don't want to pass to you guys. I think I'm just going to bury it. And great play by Bouchard and Ekholm on that 3-on-2 leading up to it to set that up. And then in overtime, what a shot for Evan Bouchard. And you're hoping that all the naysayers about Evan Bouchard are watching that highlight like, oh, okay, take notice. I thought there was stretches for he and Ekholm that were tough in that game. But overall, Evan Bouchard was great. Connor Murphy, as advertised, 5 block shots. Zach Hyman, 4 block shots. It wasn't quite what we saw in Utah, Duke, but despite giving up the 3 goals and having to win in overtime, I thought there was a lot of really good things in that game.
Yeah, the defensive effort was certainly very evident again. And as you kind of touched on there, maybe not quite to the extent of in Utah, where it seemed like every time a Mammoth player had the puck on their stick, there was a pair of Oilers shin pads somewhere in front of them. They obviously got quite a few more through. Connor Ingram played rock solid. And even you look at the 3 goals that the team gave up, there's certainly some things to work on in terms of your net front work and cleaning up loose pucks, because all 3 essentially come off of rebounds, kind of broken plays. And you can chalk that up to a certain extent to maybe some puck luck in the way it pinballed around, but also, being aware of where your opponents are at inside that high danger scoring area. So it was not a perfect effort on the defensive side, and I talked about this with Kevin and Eddie this morning. I'm just as a viewer, right? And someone kind of trying to analyze this game and this team. I'll overlook some things like that where, okay, yeah, they're not the 0-1 New Jersey Devils, right? From a defensive standpoint, that's okay. And then Connor Ingram, Tristan Jarry certainly are not Martin Brodeur. But when you have a game where you're so engaged physically and emotionally against an opponent that you're very familiar with and have some bad blood against, everything from that end of period interaction that you touched on with Jason Dickinson, to, just like these scrums that happen in and around the net front or even between whistles, after whistles. It's an element that we have not seen from this team and have very much they've been lacking going back previous to this season, even when there was guys like Corey Perry and Evander Kane in this lineup. You say, we need somebody else when they're not on the ice to step up and do that. We saw that last night, really across all 4 lines at different times, which is an encouraging sign if you're looking forward to the playoffs and maybe another deep run for this club. It's a step in the right direction. It's another positive effort across 60 plus minutes in the case of overtime. Now, tomorrow afternoon, matinee affair. Nobody likes playing in them, no matter what NHL player you are, no matter what market you're from. It seems like every team, every fan base says, we suck in matinees. And maybe that is true, but someone does have to win them. And in this case, it's a team that you are chasing down for the top spot in your division, trying to win a banner for that for the first time in near 40 years. So this, as much as that was an accomplishment, it still to me comes up as, all right, now how do you follow it up? What's the next one look like? Because hate to beat this dead horse even further, you've won 3 games in a row once the entire season. Now another opportunity presents itself to try and make it 2.
Yeah, probably can't get. It's tough.
Listen, the Ducks, they're winners of 4 in a row.
Well, once you get that hump, it's easy, but winning that third one, man. And
they say the
toughest thing in hockey, they say.
When people say the first cut is the deepest, what they fail to follow it up with is the third win is the hardest.
That's the lesser known saying. Triple C and Chuck says exactly what I was thinking. I've never seen McDavid not pass the puck on a 3-on-1. Yeah, like game changer. 40 goal scorer. You've scored 60 plus. Shoot the puck. You're really good at hockey. Granted, a lot of time it leads to a goal when he passes it anyways, but I love to see him shoot in that situation. Rayner says, is there a D-man in the league who's as clutch as Boosh? Seems like he scores big goals or make big plays when it happens. I'm sure teams would argue for sure. I mean, he's made some big plays, even going into the playoffs, like overtime winners, things like that. It's nice to see it. Nice to see him get a little more love on the national scale as well. X-Ray Gog says, agreed, Connor. Nice to see someone in the bottom six come alive. Yeah. Like, how old is Dickinson? Do you know, Duke?
30, 31?
It kind of just gave me like grumpy old man vibes. Like, he's not even old, but like, no, you hit me high. People can argue where the initial point of contact was. He's just like, I'm mad. I'm going to go hit somebody about it. And then to see, Darnell Nurse get involved as well, throw the guy into the net, like, that's good. Bring guys into the fight sometimes. Shane Victoria said that Dickinson pushes Szymanski back when he got hit. Then he went and sorted it out himself. Yes. It's awesome. I love it. Lance says that Ingram is going to go on a Bill Ranford run. Conn Smythe, here is come.
That's ambitious thinking.
Cup here.
What is a fan to do besides think ambitiously?
I love it. How it should be. IMAX says that run after he took an ear waxing was epic. Should have hit him worse, though. I thought, it was a late hit, but a good hit. And yeah, I don't know. Something about Shoresy set the tone. We had a text come in here, Duke. It was earlier from Jane Victoria. It says, so hard to process the losses. Oilers 2 years ago, I was in Rome. I watched on my phone at 2:30 when they lost. That's just Blue Jays. I've not watched a highlight either. I just can't. I guess I would say that I understand because the 0-6 loss in Carolina, don't remember anything. I don't remember the score. I don't remember who scored. I just buried it deep. And like people talk about it, couldn't tell you. I remember all the amazing games I was at. Game 4 against the Ducks, game 6 against the Red Wings when they won, and then game 6 against the Canes. But I don't remember game 7. Certainly buried that one. But you know what, Duke? I will say I have watched Jay's highlights from that run. The Springer home run, the Bichette home run, Vlad's plays. Like, there was some really good times in that run for sure. Sitting out on Halloween, putting the TV on in my garage, and then having parents walk by. And some parents would be like, oh, no, I recorded it. And they'd like close their eyes. But then some dads would just come out and hang out for 2 or 3 minutes. Those are the things you remember. Are you going to play a song while you watch these highlights? You said Queen?
Yeah.
Not Sarah McLachlan?
No.
Really good.
No, I'm trying to think. I'm trying to turn the tide here to a more positive nature, Connor.
I'm fired up for this one. We got Benny in a Jays jumpsuit today. He has no idea. His hat doesn't fit him anymore. He's grown out of that one. But yeah, it's going to be absolutely awesome. And opening day is exciting. And then we'll get into the full swing where it's like Sunday afternoon. Throw on the Jays game. Or Jays in 30 if you have to. Kenneth says, Vegas is weirdly bad. Marner effect? Affect? Effect. Yeah, I mean, they're weird. And Mark Stone was struggling coming into this one. Like when he scored that first goal, he was giddy. Literally jumped off the ice. I tweeted it. Where was he on February 22nd? Could have used that Mark Stone in the Olympic Games. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. And, their goaltending hasn't been very good either.
Yeah, like, listen, I can appreciate the shot by Evan Bouchard for the overtime winner. Not really a screen. It's from a long ways out. To me, that's a shot an NHL goaltender should stop.
Mm-hmm. That's fair.
And
if that was,
if that was the other way around, Oilers fans would be lambasting whatever guy's in net. It wouldn't matter. Saying like, come on, you got to stop it. And I think I kind of agree on that one.
Just got a confirmation for the Gregor show today. Eric Stevens, talk some Ducks.
Iceman cometh.
Iceman cometh. Best Twitter handle.
He's got a new handle, though, because his previous account had got hacked. So I think it might be Iceman Athletic now.
Not as good.
Not as good.
Why do people hack people's accounts?
Well, I'll never have to worry about that because nobody cares about my account.
Lance texting, Hill should have stopped a few of those, to be honest. Yeah, 100%. Big Greek says, scaring Benny with the poor Jays. Just kidding. Would nice to see the winning, see them continuing the winning potentially. Yeah, I'd love to see it. Hey, if anyone's going to scar Benny, it'll be the Chargers. Let's be real.
Chargers.
Hey, Duke, the Oilers made a signing.
Whoa.
Tomas Cibulka. 2-year entry-level deal beginning next season. 6 foot tall, 176 pounds, 21 years old. He spent the last 2 seasons in Czechia's top league, 42 points, 57 PIMs over 90 games. He played 4 years in the queue with the Valdor Foreurs.
The Foyers.
Is it Foyers?
No, it's French.
Foreurs.
The Valdor Foyers.
And Cape Breton Eagles.
Screaming Eagles.
191 games, 102 points, 54 penalty minutes. He also won a bronze medal with Czechia at the 2024 World Junior Championships. I have to get Laddie on to get a breakdown of him. But the Edmonton Oilers looking at different places to sign players. We saw it with Szymanski. We saw it with... Oh. Did you say something, Josh? Tomashik, that's the one. Yeah, that's the one that didn't work out in that case. But the Oilers looking for different ways to sign guys. Just 21 years old. So, hey, we'll see what happens with that one going next year. I'd assume that's a Bakersfield and then see what happens, hoping for the best. Springer standing at the net with the bat would have hit it at .420. And then Lance says, hey, Brandon, I followed you on Twitter. You never tweet.
Wrong. I tweeted last night.
What did you tweet?
About the Pillow Fight Pacific.
Oh, yeah.
11 points last night for the Pacific Division. Pretty good.
Are they back?
People are saying I'm starting to hear some rumbles out there on the Twitter sphere.
Roldy, did I leave that out? He plays defense. Sorry. My apologies. Yes, defenseman, 6 feet, 176. Last 2 years playing pro in the Czech's top league. 13 goals, 29 points. So I'll tell you that. He's a defender. We'll take a break. When we come back, more text, 1-833-401-1440. I have a question for you before we go to break. We'll get Duke's, maybe Mackenzie's and Josh when we return. Top 3 Blue Jays of all time since the Jays kick off their season. Let us know. 1-833-401-1440. It's Fantasy Frenzy brought to you by Wilhauk Beef Jerky.
At GS Construction, every winter plan becomes a spring project. Every repaired line and every improved system is how we build the next chapter of Edmonton's infrastructure. And we can't do that without the best and the brightest in the field. That's why right now, GS Construction is looking to hire experienced top men, pipe layers, and operators who can step in and hit the ground running. With a people-first mentality, career growth, and comprehensive benefits, why would you want to work anywhere else? To apply, visit gsconstruction.ca.
With the lead up to the playoffs underway, players are definitely stepping up their game.
And the fans are doing the same. Simple snacks like chips and dip may work at the front half of the season, but now more and more fans are rocking the Wilhauk Beef Jerky for game time get-togethers.
Just make sure you bring enough for everyone if you want to be invited back for the playoffs.
Make your next hockey game day a Will Hockey game day with Wilhauk Beef Jerky, only available in Leduc. Get yours today because you don't win games with salad.
When my husband and I said until death do us part, I never expected to find myself at the doorstep of divorce. I was facing an uncertain financial future, expensive lawyer bills, and most importantly, I was concerned for the well-being of my kids. My spouse and I turned to Fairway Divorce Solutions for help. Fairway walked us through a step-by-step process, allowing us to develop a clear roadmap to resolve financial concerns and provide a proactive co-parenting strategy. It helped us avoid chaos and courtrooms.
For a no-cost consultation, visit fairwaydivorce.com.
Country. Your seat is closer than you think. Starting at just $28 a week with a deposit-free payment plan available. Securing your full, half, and quarter season seats inside Rogers Place for the 2026-27 season has never been easier. Sign up for pre-sale access at edmontonoilers.com/season seats. Experience all that Rogers Place has to offer during an Oilers game night by visiting edmontonoilers.com/season seats.
A Saskatchewan boy who grew up loving and playing sports. At least we think he grew up. Listen to Kevin Carius weekday mornings from 7 to 11 on Edmonton's home for sports. Sports 1440.
The Spruce Grove Saints have clinched their spot in the Rogers BCHL Cup playoffs.
Catch all the first-round action at the Thompson Family Arena, one of the most exciting junior hockey atmospheres around. Feel the energy, hear the crowd, and be part of the playoff push as the Saints battle for the cup. For tickets or information, follow the Spruce Grove Saints on social media or visit sgsaints.ca. The Spruce Grove Saints are playoff bound. Don't miss your chance to be there.
It's go time. Go Saints go.
This jersey was worn by the legend himself, signed and everything. You can't just wear it. I'm framing it with expressions and images.
Your prized jersey deserves better than the closet. Think Expressions and Images, your local custom framer since 91. You name it, we frame it.
Step up to the plate with confidence this season with St. Albert's Source for Sports, your trusted experts in baseball. From the diamond to the dugout, get the latest from top brands like Mizuno, Victus, Marucci, Rawlings, and Easton. Suit up with new cleats, helmets, pants, and don't forget the gloves, because champions know that every catch counts and every play matters. At St. Albert's Source for Sports, they know the game and they have the gear to prove it. St. Albert's Source for Sports, your source for baseball gear over 35 years.
For over 60 years, the folks at Diablo Boots have been selling the best Canadian-made boots. Handcrafted in Winnipeg, Canada West makes the best quality cowboy, biker, and work boots for Diablo Boots with replaceable soles and heels. Why buy cheaper quality like Ariat, Justin, and Red Wing made in China when Canadian-made is better? Support Canada's workers and Diablo Boots for the best boots. So save on boots by Save On Foods. That's Diablo Boots, 3340 Gateway Boulevard on the east side of Save On Foods. Canada West and Diablo Boots, the two best names in the boots business.
Start thinking spring road trips and off-road trips in your new Subaru Crosstrek. Stylish, rugged, and so many features. Standard on every Crosstrek. Subaru symmetrical all-wheel drive, EyeSight driver assist technology, heated seats, and LED steering responsive headlights. Plus, with interest rates from 0.99%, you'll love the affordable weekly payments. No waiting, immediate delivery available. Subaru Crosstrek. Visit Subaru.ca. Welcome to Uncommon. Welcome to Subaru.
Who should start? Who needs to hit the bench? Find out with Fantasy Frenzy with Halley and Douglas.
This is Sports 1440.
Presented by Wilhauk Beef Jerky, home of Alberta's best beef jerky.
$11:25. Welcome back. It's Fantasy Frenzy, brought to you by Wilhauk Beef Jerky, home of Alberta's best beef jerky. Online at wilhaukbeefjerky.com. Go pay him a visit. Only available in Leduc. Get out there this afternoon. You have some nice beef jerky for the Jays game. Or maybe you go tonight or tomorrow morning and you have it ready for the Oilers Ducks game. There's lots of routes to get that sweet beef jerky and enjoy it during a sporting event. Text line's 1-833-401-1440. I'm Connor Halley. He's Brandon Douglas. We got Josh and Kenzie here as well. This segment is for elksnation.ca, a weekly podcast with Eddie Steele and Declan Kruger breaking down the green and gold. Articles, podcasts, videos, and more. elksnation.ca. Declan is actually down at the combine right now. So if you want to give him a follow on Twitter or a review at Declan Kruger, can follow along with what's going on at the CFL Combine. Now, Duke, before I went to break, I said top 3 Jays all time. I'm going to say that you've seen play. So you don't have to say Joe Carter because you weren't born yet.
Right.
So if I were to ask you your top 3 Jays of all time, what's the list looking like?
I think the conversation begins with Roy Halladay, the doctor, one of the most dominant pitchers of an entire generation, and most of it with the Blue Jays, goes on to throw a no-hitter in the playoffs with the Phillies. Just an incredible player. It was unfortunate that the team was never any good. The Jays were never any good when he was on it. But still, one of the GOATs. I think I'm ready to put Vladimir Guerrero Jr. in that camp. He's still very early on in his career, relatively speaking, but what he did in the playoffs this past season, as close as anybody can get, and playing such a huge role in their run to the Fall Classic and in the Fall Classic. And then after that, it gets a little bit tougher. Do you pick for my lifetime, do you go to a player from the other generation of success that the team had in terms of the 15 and 16 playoff runs? That seems the most logical, but it's tough to ignore guys like Vernon Wells and what they accomplished with the team. But I'll just because they actually had some success postseason wise, I'll say Jose Bautista.
It's a good list. It's a really good list there, Duke.
What say you?
If I had to go away from yours, so you had Batista,
Guerrero,
Doc, and Vlad.
Doc.
Oh, that's tough. Because those would be really good picks for me. Okay, well, then I would take Vernon Wells. I would take Carlos Delgado.
Good choice.
And I initially thought Tony Fernandez, but I'll go with the bringer of rain.
JD.
Josh Donaldson.
The MVP.
He was terrific at his time. I remember when they acquired him from the Athletics, and my buddy Brandon
was like, we can't lose Brett Lowry.
No, he was like, buddy, this guy's unbelievable. You'll see. And I was like, all right, let's see. We can't lose Brett Lowry. Yeah, he was unbelievable. So those would be mine. Josh, Mackenzie, do you have three you want to get in here? Josh is rolling up to the mic. Up next, Josh Fenwick.
Yeah, I just hate getting in Mackenzie's way when she's like working on stuff, going over the mic. So my three, I'm going to have to follow your suit and say Josh Donaldson.
Okay.
He was sick, catching balls bare hand up the third baseline and just like hurling them over to first. Loved it. Kevin Pillar.
KP.
Unreal center fielder.
I think Mackenzie's mad now.
I love Kevin Pillar. You said my own personal list.
Yeah, 100%.
Kevin Pillar. Unreal defender. And then, I'm going to have to go Doc on this one.
Good picks. My favorite thing about Pillar is like there's some outfielders. I've always thought like Jim Edmonds, like some guys just make it look easy. Pillar never made it look easy, but the catches were unbelievable. Like full send, laying out for it.
When I hear Kevin Pillar, the first thing I think of is him sliding on his butt for whatever reason to just like catch the ball as like running forward, slides, grabs it, and then just kicks himself up.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the hell is going on here? Anyways, Kevin Pillar, you goat.
I imagine that kick up felt so cool.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no big deal.
At this point, Varsho has passed Pillar for my favorites. My favorite fielder.
You
play
Homer.
for the Jays. I love watching Dalton Varsho play the game.
Mike Trout
ball
light.
player. All right, Mackenzie, who you got?
All right. Well, I was, Kevin Pillar. Josh sniped that from me. Just a little guy. And I feel like he is very near and dear to the Jays fans' hearts as well. And then my two others are going to be fairly recent because I kind of fell off the Jays for a while when they weren't really competitive. Kevin Gausman, I love him. He just seems like a really, really good guy. And he's a girl dad. And they always do like media pieces about him and his family. I just love it. His wife seems like a really nice lady as well. And Ernie Clement. I have a special place for him. I love him. He's got a great personality.
The Earn Dog.
Yeah.
Going on.
He's like Zach Hyman, just
a lot of recency.
On the golf course popping
Yep.
edibles.
Yep.
Yeah. It's relatable.
Yeah.
Very relatable.
Exactly.
MLB doesn't drug
And
test.
he's-
We looked into that.
Yeah, we did. And
Since
he's from
2019.
Buffalo.
And played hockey.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So very recent, but I'm okay with that.
Chris says, no Alomar, really, Chris? Well, the thing is, we said from guys you've seen, outside of me, and I think the Duke was 2 years old, 1 year old. Didn't really see Alamar's time with the Jays. I saw him when I was like 7 or 8. But I mean, recency bias for sure. But on the field, no debating how great Roberto Alomar was. Todd the Sign God says Steve, the Doc, and Vladdy. Gruff has the Doc, Joe Carter, and Dave Steve. Honorable mention to Vladdy. Vladdy's going to climb the list, though, for I think a lot of us. Blair has Bautista, Roy Halladay, Delgado. Maybe. Can't pick a third. Alex says, I watched 90% of Jays games since the game into the league. Roberto Alomar, hands down, with Clements in a second. CH, Roberto Alomar. Yeah, I honestly, like, if I was probably 5 years older, would have cracked the list, but like, I don't remember the World Series. So Pilar was awful and a full-on TV diver from Pierre. I think he's good on TV now. His catches were fantastic. Duke, quickly, best catch you've ever seen. Do you have one?
The guy that ran through the wall.
Literally.
It's like, how do you top that?
What was the pregame speech? It's so serious.
I'm ready to run through a wall for this team. Literally. No, I don't know. Like, it's kind of funny. Like the Pilar one where he goes into the ivy at Wrigley, because like context matters there, because it might not be the most exceptional athletic feat, but it's a brick wall and he full on just like leaping body checks it. That's commitment, right? And then a couple of the home runs that Dalton Varsho has pulled back from over the wall the past few seasons, I marvel at the ability. And those are just Jay specific ones. But yeah, there's no shortage of options. I love watching like web gems on YouTube compilations. I'll take that over a compilation of like home run hits any day.
I recently watched a video. It was just like an Instagram reel. It was a Torrey Hunter talking about his catch on Bonds in the 2002 All-Star game and how like Bonds apparently snubbed his family in the lobby of a hotel or whatever. And he's like, I'm going to get him now. So when he hit that one, he's like, I got to go for it. I mean, Torrey Hunter had a unbelievable run. I think they called him Spider-Man. Pierre says, don't Google Alomar. He's an awful human being. His jersey was unretired. Yeah, I know. That's why I when I said it, I said on the field. Heck of a player. Off the field. Yeah. Nicky Norris side. Oh, such a letdown, but I'll always love Alexi Rios. That was a good one. Always my first was Carlos Delgado. That was like me with like, what was his name? Alex Gonzalez. I think he played shortstop. Or Jose Cruz Jr. Loved him. Slurpy Sean said, what about John Olerud? Sweetest swing in the game. Yeah. Rocking the batter's helmet at first. We had him on the Gregor show a couple of years ago, actually. Good guy. Holiday, Vladdy, Alomar. Roadhammer says, we had Alomar. Did any of you guys get a chance to watch John Olerud? Or the Devin White on the Jays back in the 90s? Devon White. I didn't see White. Olerud I did see, though. Was a big fan of him for sure. Steve from Drumheller says, I have a Pilar autographed ball. Superman. We got James saying Alomar. Best catch, Otis Nixon. Okay. Best catch I ever saw was Jose Canseco. Leaps at the fence, ball hits him on the head, and goes over the fence for a home run.
So the best not catch you ever saw. That would definitely top the list for me, for sure, is best not catch. It's hilarious.
That could be like best sports blooper of all time.
So Canseco, too.
CH. Oh, yeah, watch both those World Series. So good from Husks. Yeah, like if you were say born in like 1960 in the city, you got the Oilers, you got a couple of Jays championships, obviously the green and gold. Eskimos at the time crushing it. You had a good run, and maybe you were a fan of like the Cowboys or Steelers. That would have been cool. Devon White, Crime Dog, Fernandez, then Gruber, Borders, and Hankey. Eric Hankey? Is that his name? Remember him, Duke?
Vaguely.
His facial hair was criminal, but good ball player. Kawasaki, Bautista, Vlad Guerrero for me from Lance. As a non-baseball fan, those are the players I remember hearing a lot about when I wasn't even watching my life. Well, Kawasaki was hilarious. Why do they bananas?
Those clips still make the rounds on not just Blue Jays Twitter, there's baseball Twitter and beyond every single year round, they will live for eternity as all-timers.
So good.
Monkeys never cramp.
Cramp?
Monkeys never cramp.
So is it true?
Makes sense.
I mean, hey.
Think about it.
Does a lion stretch in the Serengeti?
Yes.
Do monkeys cramp?
Does monkeys cramp?
Does monkeys cramp? Ricky Henderson, Winfield. Ed Sprague for the home run for Tiger. Kirby Puckett had an unbelievable catch. Bare hand, Gary. Did he run up the wall after? Or that was Bo Jackson. Kyle says, Bush party tonight. Oh, where? We should all go.
Bush party.
Where at? Which bush? Tell us. Perplexed Oilers fan says, I think unless Roslovic Dickinson absolutely kill it in the playoffs, Bowman should just play Howard Szymanski in their place and maybe look for a big tough winger. The league is getting tougher again. Like Podkolzin that can play either side, Draisaitl or McDavid. So this may be Doc. Pods, McDavid, Savoy, Open, Dry, Kapanen, Howard, Nuge, Hyman, Klatz, Sam, Fred. So you don't want Dickinson, Perplexed Oilers fan? This guy...
It would appear Perplexed Oilers fan is already looking ahead to next season.
You've moved on?
We're got 10 games left. Playoff spot very much on tap in a wide open Pacific Division. Possible route to the Western Conference Final. No.
Man, I just started the show about how I love Dickinson.
Let's start looking ahead to the 2026-27 opening night roster. Who's on it?
We got to live in the moment today. They just coming off 2 straight wins. Probably won't be 3, but it could be tomorrow.
Tell you, Perplexed Oilers fan, if the Oilers lose Saturday to the Ducks, we can revisit this on Monday because the season's over.
But also, Hyman's not going to be a third liner during the regular season.
There's no way. He's like...
He can play that physical game.
What's wrong with Hyman, Savoy, and McDavid? It seems to have been working pretty well so far.
I also forgot to mention that Savoy's a stud, too. The development he's had has been great.
This run at games he's on post-Olympic break is tremendous. Like, the growth it's tough to actually fathom to an extent. And he's got an outside. It would take a real hot run here to finish the season for him to hit 20 goals, but looking at 17 or 18 is very much in the realm of possibility. And for a guy that started the year as slow offensively as he did, I think it's a great accomplishment. And it's only looking upwards because he can play up and down your lineup. You want him to play third line on one night, he can do that. Go out there and kill penalties as well. Can he slot alongside McDavid or Draisaitl? Yeah, he's shown the ability to do that too.
And just like watching him, like the little things he does, the smart little plays, like, oh, good play by him.
He's a very smart player for sure.
Good, just me talking under my breath. Good play. Titan says Juan Guzman. My sister's baseball glove had Juan Guzman like autographed inside of it,
like stamped.
Yeah,
in?
It was like the stamp, like this is his glove or whatever. I thought that was a good one. Good pick too. Okay, we'll take a break. When we come back, more text. We'll let you know what's coming up on the Gregor Show and the Lowdown with Fotide. It is Fantasy Frenzy, brought to you by Wilhock Beef Jerky.
Excavators, loaders, lifts, compaction equipment, and more. Find the XCMG construction equipment you need. Available for rental or sale at Japa Machinery Group. Japa, helping build Alberta from the ground up for 50 years. Visit japamachinery.com.
Craving your favorite mouth-watering pizzas? Papa John's has large specialty pizzas for only $19.99 for a limited time. Get a flavorful all the meats, the works, ultimate pepperoni, Hawaiian, barbecue chicken, and more on original thin or New York style crust. Use the code LSPEC at papajohns.ca or on the Papa John's app. Get yours today. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's.
One app, triple the action. Play Alberta is proof that good things do come in threes. Whether you're into playing any of our exciting casino games, betting on your favorite professional sports teams from around the world, or buying into Canada's biggest lottery, Play Alberta is the province's only app to do it all. Download today and discover a new way to play.
Must be 18 plus to play. If you gamble, use your game sense.
Action Electrical's projects team takes the field, folks.
ready to execute the entire play for new commercial bills.
Absolutely. They're masters of design, build, sketching strategy from initial blueprints to core electrical infrastructure. The team never misses on complex projects.
Known for handling big league constructions and major renovations, ensuring flawless execution, hire the Action Electrical team to bring home a win for your project. Visit actionelectrical.net.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. We're the #1 dealer in the world. Just kidding. If we were, would you care? We're the #1 dealer in Canada. Still kidding. You probably still don't care. Tell you what you will care about, our March Madness sale going on right now. Discounts up to $30,000. And the grand opening of our Autoplex, a massive indoor showroom. No self-proclaimed titles, no iPads, no trips to Vegas or hockey jerseys, just a really good deal. Stop in and see us today, 13215 97th Street, or visit us online at northgategm.com.
You're in Northgate country.
He's a legend in the booth and a master on the mic. Low Tide brings the banter weekdays from noon to 2. Sports 1440 is where Edmonton talks sports. Get in the game. Text 833-401-1440.
Do you sit around at work listening to sports radio all day? That's right, my friend. There's no shame in it. It's the good life. And we're not here to snitch. Say, if your company advertised on Sports 1440, you could be the one listening for your company's ad every day. Now you've got an excuse to listen to Sports 1440 all day. It's part of the job. Sounds like someone's getting a promotion. Email Gregor at sports1440.ca and let's get to work for you.
At Hughes, it's all about getting in and out quick and clean. No cash, no problem. With Hughes' new tap and wash system, all you need is your debit or credit card to get your vehicle sparkling clean.
Find us at HughesCarWash.com.
Something's happening. Something big. The Service Big Share Contest is back, where just by saving money with Service Credit Union, you could win $1 million. From now until the end of April, the more money you save with us, the more chances you have to win. The Service Big Share Contest. Isn't it time to feel good about your money? The Service Big Share Contest ends April 30th, 2026. No purchase required. For information and rules, visit service.ca/win.
Every morning, you look in the mirror and see less of yourself. Hair loss can feel like losing a part of who you are.
But it doesn't have to be that way. Hi, I'm Dr. Vance Elliott. At Advanced Hair and Skin Surgery, we understand the pain of hair loss. Our advanced hair restoration solutions won't just bring back your hair. They'll help you face the mirror with confidence.
Good morning, you sexy beast. Visit drvanceelliott.com today because it's time to be the man you remember.
Budget 2026 is focused on what matters. With record investments in healthcare and education and a plan to keep our economy strong. This means better access to doctors and nurses, plus 50,000 more surgeries over 3 years. It also means hiring more teachers and building or renovating more than 160 schools, all while keeping taxes low and growing the economy. Budget 2026, focused on what matters. Visit alberta.ca/budget. A message from the Government of Alberta.
Get the inside scoop for your team on Fantasy Frenzy with Halley and Douglas on Sports 1440.
Presented by Wilhauk Beef Jerky, home of Alberta's best beef jerky.
$11:46, Fantasy Frenzy here on Sports 1440. Welcome back to the show. Thank you for joining us, whether it's on YouTube or Facebook or Twitch or Instagram or X or iHeartRadio or TuneIn or player.sports1440.ca or Radio Player Canada or the AM dial. We appreciate it. Or even if it's a podcast, that's cool too. Thank you. Lots to get to still on the show. Connor, Halley, Brandon Douglas, Mackenzie the intern, and Josh Fenwick with you here. Text lines 1-833-401-1440. And as always, we're brought to you by Wilhauk Beef Jerky. Go check them out. Only available in Leduc. Dave and Parkland texting in. Tom Hankey, Devon White, Joe Carter. I was confused. I was thinking Eric Hinsky. I don't know if you remember him, Duke, at all, but not, he kind of looks like King of Queens star Kevin James. Kevin James has done a few movies. Duke, you see my computer here? See that? That kind of looks like
I can see it a little bit.
Yeah. I mean,
Kevin James is his most famous role playing Sean Payton.
Don't get me started on that one. Don't get me started on that one, Duke. When they superimpose him into the Super Bowl celebration, one of the cringiest things you'll ever see. I watch it every once in a while, just because it is so interesting. Richard has the top Blue Jays: Joe Carter, Roberto Alomar, Vladdy Guerrero, and Kevin Pillar. Honorable mention to the top Canadian, Russell Martin.
Yeah. So, hey, Richard, these are personal lists, so I'm not casting aspersions or judgment on it. I just think like this is a incredibly juxtaposed list. Joe Carter, Roberto Alomar, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Kevin Pillar. I love Kevin Pillar. He was a great Jay for a long time. If not, not a superstar, obviously, but the heroics in the field, came up with some clutch hits at times. It's just very funny to see his name immediately below those other three who are icons of not just the Toronto Blue Jays, but of the sport of baseball.
It's got on 4 there.
Yeah. A very deserving 4.
I'm trying to think of other Canadians that have played for the Jays.
Jordan Romano.
Yeah, that's a good one.
What could have been.
Vlad.
Yeah.
Represents the DER internationally.
Everybody wanted Votto to come to the Jays last year.
Yeah.
Remember that? Never happened, obviously.
Or did he play with anyone in the offseason? Like Grapefruit League?
Not that I'm aware of. Like this year's spring training?
No, last year. Maybe I just made up a scenario in my head. But yeah, it would have been cool. Obviously, he's not the player that he once was. 1-833-414-1440. He's actually going to be an NBC Sports pregame analyst for this season. So that'll be cool. No, look, he signed a deal with the Toronto Blue Jays that had an invitation to spring training last year. Yeah, I thought I made that up in my head.
No.
It happened.
Trust yourself.
Well, I should. That's good advice. That's good advice for all of us. Coming up next, Lowdown Flow Tide. Today on the show, they'll be joined by Steve Lansky, Big Mouth Sports. Of course, talk about the Oilers win. Look ahead to the game tomorrow against the Ducks. And then Declan Kruger will roll in at some point and give you guys an update on the CFL Combine. Then on the Jason Greger Show, Mike Kelly will be by from NHL Network. Lorianne Munzer, Olympic gold medalist. Wanye Gretz, our co-host. Wasn't in last week, but by all accounts, he'll be here today. Eric Stevens of The Athletic will join us to talk some Ducks and Kings. We'll have Matt Barrett, Game 1 of the Oil Kings playoff run.
Finna
call it a run against the Blades tonight down at Rogers Place. So we'll talk to the voice of the team, Matt Barrett, about that. Craig Button from the NHL on TSN will have 5 questions. Spec, LT, and Cam Tate. So lots to get to. And then immediately following the game, we're going to turn it over to the Blue Jays and Athletics. Opening day. It might be a little bit of a delay, so we might be able to get to maybe even the second inning. Who knows? And we'll have it here for you on the AM radio feed only. And then, throughout the season, we'll do that as well. So it's going to be pretty cool. I just saw the text from the rig. Says, then he got hurt. Talking Joey Votto. Also said he loved listening to Cooley. I listen to Cooley in the morning.
He
brings the energy.
Hilarious. He might be my all-time favorite guest that we have on this, that we've had more than once. I've had some great one-offs here and there, some big names. But in terms of guys that are always very gracious with their time and come on essentially whenever we ask, he might be my favorite.
And he's might be the most fun to text.
Oh, yeah. The emoji barrage that I get in response sometimes is confusing, but humorous.
Morning, boys. Stoff yesterday was indicating there's some sort of defenseman coming from the European market next year that the Oilers are considering. Any idea who it would be? I can't say for sure, but I think it's Thomas Cibulka, Duke, if I had to guess.
This is Connor the Insider.
I think. No, Greater Man J, I'm just joking. That's who it is. They officially announced the signing earlier today. It's a 2-year entry-level contract. Plays in Czechia in the top league there. A defenseman, 6 foot, 176, just 21 years old. Spent 4 years in the queue. These past 2 years, 42 points. That's 13 goals and 29 helpers with 57 PIMs in 90 games. Also, 10 points in 13 postseason games. So that's who it is. If you want to look it up on DB, it's Tomas, first name, last name, Cibulka. So, yeah, that did happen this morning. He was right. 1-833-401-1440. Nick M. says, I liked Pilar in his era, but Devon White was a little better in the field and one of the best leadoff guys the Jays ever had. A base stealer, too. Nick M. Yeah, I missed a little bit of that. Shannon Stewart. That was another guy I liked. I feel like he might have been leadoff for the Jays. Pretty good athlete. The Rig says, Votto, didn't he have like 2 bats, 1 home run? I think he stepped on the ball or a bat and rolled his ankle. And a couple emojis. I do like the use of the emojis now. After you mentioned Cooley, if people want to start dropping in random emojis. I don't remember this, dude, to be honest.
That actually does ring a bell. I'd have to fact check it, but it does sound familiar. Rig, I'm trusting you.
Casey Jansen, one of my favorite relievers from Nicky Northside.
It was one of my favorite relievers, Jason Grilli.
I don't remember him.
He was in the 15, 16 era teams. I can't remember if he was on one or both of those squads, but shortly thereafter as well. Main reason why he sticks out to me, our chili cook-off team one year was named after him.
Oh.
Jason Grilli's Cooking Chili.
Was it good chili?
We won.
Oh, nice.
Maybe we didn't win that year.
Do you remember Gustavo Chassin?
No.
He had his own cologne. I think it was called Chassin, man.
Yeah, and I remember Grilli was like a spokesman for Budweiser Zero.
Really? I wonder why. Grilli because his name?
All for the taste.
Or because he wasn't very good. Oh. Reed Johnson was a legit ball player. Perfect utility guy. Yeah. Chomsters, you're right. And he had like the weird little soul patch thing, I believe. Billy Koch, another good name. Blair says, I loved Grilli. He was so fired up after he finished an inning. Classic beauty. All right. Blair remembers, Duke. You're not alone on this one.
Blair, aren't you supposed to be having a nap right now?
Well, he's waking up for Lowdown.
Oh,
yeah.
Right on time.
You can't just wake up with
No, he was up. He was texting all show. 11:28, 11:34. Maybe we've made a believer out of Blair.
Hey, stick to sports.
Baseball talk.
Well, we appreciate it, Blair. Have a great weekend, Blair, and everyone else. For the Duke, Mackenzie, Josh, I'm Connor Halley. Enjoy Low Tide. We'll get to a Sports 1440 update brought to you by Will Hawk Beef Jerky, home of Alberta's best beef jerky, online at willhawkbeefjerky.com. Only available in Leduc.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
Just 2 games in the NHL tonight. Eastern Conference playoff battle between the Red Wings and the Sabres from Buffalo, and from MSG, the Rangers hosting the Chicago Blackhawks. Edmonton Oilers announcing this morning that they have signed defenseman Thomas Seboka to a 2-year entry-level deal beginning next season. Seboka spent the past 2 years with HC Motorseska Buduc Jovic in Czechia's top league, 42 points over 90 games. Lone game in the PWHL tonight is Toronto hosting Boston. Edmonton Oil Kings kick off their 2026 playoff run, hosting the Saskatoon Blades for a first-round matchup. Puck drop 7 o'clock from Rogers Place. And in the BCHL, Spruce Grove Saints at home tonight. Thompson Family Arena, 7 o'clock puck drop against West Kelowna. Sherwood Park Crusaders on the road down in Okotoks. Alberta Junior Hockey League playoffs continuing tonight. Camrose Kodiak's chance to close out their series against Drumheller. Whitecourt hosting Fort McMurray, and Calgary is in Canmore. Full slate of games in the association, including the Toronto Raptors back at home for a 6:30 tip-off against the New Orleans Pelicans. Elsewhere, Denver hosting Utah, Miami's in Cleveland, OKC up against Chicago, and Atlanta plays the Celtics from the Garden. March Madness Sweet 16, second night continuing. Number 1 seeds in action, Duke against St. John's, while Michigan plays Alabama. Also, Michigan State up against UConn, while the late game has Iowa State taking on the Tennessee Volunteers. Opening day for the Toronto Blue Jays as they take on the Athletics for a first pitch coming just after 5 o'clock from Rogers Center. Kevin Gosman on the bump for Toronto. Luis Severino countering for the Athletics. Elsewhere, Yankees in San Francisco. Mariners play the Guardians, and the Tigers are in San Diego against the Padres. Coming up on Sports 1440, it is the Lowdown with Low Tide. I'm Brandon Douglas at your Sports 1440.